He wakes up at 5:47 in the morning in a house that looks like every other house on the street, and by the time most people are hitting snooze for the third time, he has already made a decision that will earn him more than most people make in a month. No one on his street knows this. His neighbor thinks he sells insurance. The man at the coffee shop thinks he is between jobs, because he never seems to be in a rush. And that is exactly the point. Somewhere between the version of wealth we see on our screens and the version that actually exists, something got lost. We've been trained to recognize money by its noise. The car, the watch, the captions under a photo. But the strange truth, the one nobody tells you, is that the people with the most money are usually the ones making the least amount of noise about it. So today we're going to follow one full day inside the life of a man like that. Not a celebrity, not an influencer, just a person who quietly crossed a line most people never even see and kept walking like nothing happened. If you enjoy stories that dig into the hidden side of success, the parts nobody posts about, this is exactly the kind of thing we explore here on Invisible Milestones. So it might be worth sticking around and subscribing before we go further, because this channel is built on moments just like the one you're about to watch. By 6:15, he's already outside. Not for a status walk, not for a photo, just movement. He says the walk is where he does his thinking, because his phone stays inside on purpose. That single habit, leaving the phone behind, is something you'll notice again and again in people who've built real wealth, not because they're disciplined for the sake of discipline, but because they've learned something the rest of us are still figuring out. Attention is the one asset that doesn't compound if you keep spending it on things that don't matter. Breakfast is simple. Eggs, coffee, nothing photographed. His kitchen table has a laptop on it, and on that laptop is a spreadsheet most people would find boring to even look at. Property numbers. A small stake in 2 businesses he doesn't run day to day. A handful of investments that have been sitting untouched for years, quietly multiplying while he lived his life around them instead of obsessing over them. There's a phrase for this kind of money. It's called sleeping money, because it works while the owner isn't watching. And here's the part that surprises people. He checks these numbers maybe twice a month. Not because he doesn't care, but because he built the whole system specifically so he wouldn't have to. That's the first real insight hiding inside this ordinary morning. Most people think wealth requires constant attention. Checking, adjusting, reacting. But real wealth, the kind that lasts, is usually built to run without its owner standing over it every second. Progress rarely announces itself. It just keeps happening quietly in the background, while everyone is busy watching something louder. By mid-morning, he's in what used to be a garage, now a small office with 2 monitors and almost nothing decorative on the walls. This is where the real question of the day starts to surface. If money isn't loud, if it isn't flashy cars or vacations posted online, then what is it actually for? And the answer he gives, when you sit with him long enough to ask, isn't about comfort. It's about removing friction. Every dollar he's built has gone toward removing some kind of friction from his life. Friction with time. Friction with stress. Friction with decisions that used to keep him up at night. Wealth in his world isn't measured by what he owns. It's measured by what he no longer has to worry about. There's a moment around noon that captures this perfectly. His son calls, asking for help with something small, and he simply says yes and walks away from his desk for 40 minutes. No hesitation. No mental math about lost time. Because here's a truth almost nobody says out loud. The richest people aren't the ones with the most money. They're the ones with the most control over their own minutes. And once you see that, you start noticing it everywhere. The busy-looking people rushing between meetings, glued to notifications, convinced that pace equals importance, are often the furthest from real freedom, even if their bank balance says otherwise. By early afternoon, something shifts. He gets a call about one of the businesses, a minor issue, the kind that would send most people into a spiral of stress and second-guessing. But he listens, asks 2 questions, gives 1 instruction, and hangs up. Total time, 90 seconds. This is where the bigger realization starts to form. Confidence like that isn't personality. It's structure. He built systems, people, and processes strong enough that his presence isn't required for every small fire. Most people spend their whole lives being the fire extinguisher. He spent years building a house that doesn't catch fire as easily in the first place. And this is where the story takes an unexpected turn, because you'd expect a person like this to eventually slip into showing it off. That's the pattern we've all been taught to expect. Success, then visibility. But he tells a story about a moment years ago when he almost bought an expensive car, not because he needed it, but because he wanted people to finally notice what he'd built. He got as far as the dealership, and then he left, not out of guilt, but because he realized the moment he needed people to see it, the achievement stopped being his and started being performance for an audience. That single decision, walking away from that car, is the quiet turning point of his entire story. Most people chase the appearance of success while ignoring its structure. He chose the structure and let the appearance disappear entirely. Late afternoon brings something softer. He picks up his daughter from school, and for about 20 minutes, he's just a dad standing at a fence with other parents, completely unremarkable, completely unnoticed. Nobody there knows what his net worth looks like, and he prefers it that way, because the moment people know, the relationship changes. People start asking for things. People start performing kindness instead of offering it. Invisibility, it turns out, isn't hiding. It's protecting something valuable. The same way you wouldn't leave a door wide open on a house full of things you actually care about. As evening settles in, he does one more thing that feels small, but says everything. He writes down 3 lines in a notebook. Not goals, not to-do items, just observations from the day, a pattern he noticed, a decision he's glad he made, a thing he wants to remember. This tiny 5-minute habit is, in his words, the most valuable thing he does all day, because it turns ordinary experience into actual wisdom instead of letting it evaporate the moment tomorrow starts. And that brings us back to where we started, that quiet house on that quiet street, indistinguishable from every other house around it. The neighbor still thinks he sells insurance. The truth is he built something most people spend their entire lives chasing, and the closer he got to it, the less he needed anyone to know. The biggest changes often happen before anyone notices them, and by the time the world catches up, the person who made them has usually already moved on to the next quiet thing worth building. So here's the real question worth sitting with. If nobody ever found out how much you had, how much you built, how far you'd actually come, would you still be chasing it the same way? Or would the whole shape of your ambition change the moment the audience disappeared? That single question tends to separate people chasing appearance from people actually building something real. What do you think? Have you ever met someone like this? Someone who had far more than they let on? Share your thoughts below, because these are the stories worth talking about. And if this one made you see success a little differently, send it to someone who needs to hear it. And consider staying with us here at Invisible Milestones, because this is what we do. We look past the noise, and we find the quiet moments that actually mattered